Hi all, Kylie here. Thanks for joining me again today. Back to our beginner friendly journal series, nice and easy lessons just to get us in the running of starting our journals and all the rest if we want to jump in and start something new and get into the journal craze as it is these days. Two pages again today. I've gone back. I was actually on Pinterest the other day and at lunchtime at work, and actually came across one of my videos that somebody had saved from about 3 years ago or something like that, 3 or 4 years ago. And I thought, I love them. Let's put one of those in this journal. So we're going to do a twist envelope. So that'll be our first page. Our lovely little twist envelope. They are so easy to make. We'll go through that and I'll put the link to the original video for that down there as well. The other one we're going to use is, now I love cutlery holders. If you've been into pubs, clubs, things like that, when you go for a meal and you get, do I have any sitting over here? Have I packed them all up? No, packed them all up. You get the little cutlery holders. So they're a paper bag that's about this wide, about this high, come in different sizes, and they'll have your knife and fork, maybe a napkin in there as well. I love using those. Now, I have very good friends, guys at work, etc., that all save them for me. So I've got almost a full container full of them, all different colours, different sizes, different shapes. We're going to do one of those ones again. And so we've got it in our book, but it's been made into a flip so that we've still got our lovely journaling spot here, a little bit of decoration on there, and then here's our little cutlery one that's then been made into a pocket as well. So that's our other one that we're going to do. I nearly forgot to do this front video for you today. I got very sidetracked. Luckily I'd filmed those ones earlier in the week, and then 2 days ago on Friday I came into possession of a very large amount of wallpaper. Haven't played with wallpaper much. Loved it, couldn't really find any that I liked, and I came into a pile of heaps and heaps and heaps of it. So I sat down Friday night and I made myself a wallpaper journal. Got to be the quickest journal I've ever made. I have done nothing else all weekend but sit here, apart from cleaning up and going through the wallpaper and all the rest. But I just got to show you, it's not quite finished yet, but this is the front cover. So I've just used a standard book that I've gutted. We've got some wallpaper on it, of course. This is wallpaper as well. And inside it has bits and pieces of wallpaper throughout this journal. So I've got old pages, I've got lots and lots of wallpaper in here, etc., ready to decorate. I've got some vellum, I've got so many bits of wallpaper sitting in here, and there was just some beautiful, beautiful pieces in this wallpaper bundle that I got. So I've been doing nothing else but that for the weekend. So that's coming along nicely, and the way I'm going, I'll have it finished in another couple of days. But I just had to show you because I got so sidetracked with it. I've even done pockets and whatnot ready, all made out of wallpaper as well. Love working with it now. I've just fallen in love. So without further ado, let's get into today's class. Hope you'll keep on with me. If you like it, don't forget, hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're enjoying these. And until next time, happy crafting. See you in a moment. So luckily, the other day when I was cleaning up in here, or technically looking for something else, I came across some 12x12 papers in the same pattern or range as my 6x6 pad that we are using, which gave me some bigger options to do for my pages. So the other side of our envelope, our large envelope that we popped in, I've just taken part of one of the sheets, the 12x12 sheets, which had a really nice little design down here, and popped it on as a background, because what I want to do is a twist envelope. Now I've done these for years, and I'd forgotten about them. And I was actually on Pinterest the other day. I was at work having lunch, and you know how you just scroll. And I actually came across my video of twist envelopes that I did from 3 or 4 years ago that somebody had saved. And I watched it again and I went, forgotten about those. So I thought we'd pop one of those in. These are so easy. What you need are 4 circles, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Any size circle you want. They need to be the same size circle though. Whatever size circle you've got, that's the size of the square you need as well. So you need 4 circles and a square. Okay, so these circles are 3.5 inches. Okay, so 3.5 inches from one side to the other. So my square is 3.5 inches. The reason I've done 3.5 inches is because I want to pop it on this page. And if I set my ruler on here, 3.5 inches fits nicely in there. So that was my guiding form for this one. I looked at what would fit in here and I thought, yep, 3.5 inches will give me a nice border each side. So I've cut out my 3.5 inch square and that will sit in here like this because I don't want to lose some of that decoration. And then I found a 3.5 inch circle die and cut those out. As I said before, you can make them any size you like, and I will pop the link to the original video, if I remember, down below in the description box. So, as I said before, 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. We are just going to fold them in half. Now, I have already pre-inked these, but what I will need to do is ink my edges down there. So all I'm doing is folding them in half and really pushing that down to give a nice crisp fold. If you're using directional paper, just watch what you're doing and how it's all going. I like non-directional paper because it just makes everything so easy. Double-sided paper I find is the best as well because it gives you that nice detail on the inside. But look, play around. They're a great way to get rid of your scraps. And as I said, I came across these 12 by 12 papers in this, which was from the same range, which meant I could do larger circles. So 4 circles. I'm just going to ink my edges up there, just in my standard brushed corduroy. Put some ink on that. I just had a horrible feeling that I hadn't pressed record, so I just looked up there, but I have. It's all right. As you were. Problem averted. Okay, so I'm going to move that one aside and up there at the moment. So here's our square. With any luck, I have cut that to a square. Oh, it's fairly good. And all we're going to do is we're just going to sit these on one at a time. We're going to glue them on like that. Okay? Just as simple as that. So we're going to pop our glue around on that side. I'm just using my normal glue. Look, you could use your glue stick. I just had this working a while ago. You could use your glue stick. There we go. Come on. There we go. All right, follow around. Make sure it's all nicely glued. Of course, the larger the circle, the longer it's going to take to glue. All right. Put a little bit in the middle, like so. I'll leave that sideways so it'll run. I'm just turning that round because I'm a righty, so I'm just going there. Right up against your edge, even Stevens, both sides, and give that a push down. Okay, so there's one. Next one, same thing. I'm just looking to see if there was a nicer side, that was all. Really, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Okay. Maybe a brush with this sort of glue would work well as well. Okay, there we go. So this one, I'm just going to hang on to it that way. Because I've gone there, I'm going to the next section. I do explain this all so much better in the first video, but just push him down and make sure it's right up against your edge, like so. So our next one, of course, is going to go here. I like that bit on the front. Not that I'll see a great deal of it when it's closed, but so we'll go that side, especially when we're trying to get rid of scraps. He didn't open on me. I'm just going to have to put a little bit more glue there where I just wiped that off. Right. So same thing, up into our corner, over into this corner, push it down. And our last one, leave that one on there, we'll go this side. Now when we stick this one on, I'm going to do like I did with my background. So that little piece of background that I've got sitting on there that I cut from the 12 by 12, when I pop that on that page, on the envelope, I've only actually adhered it on 3 sides, so that this piece is another pocket again, even though the envelope is there. It doesn't mean I have to put anything in there, but it gives me that option. If I want to, when I'm finally finishing off my journal and filling all my little bits and pieces that I want to fill, it gives an option to have larger things in there, or it gives an option for the recipient to pop things in. Doesn't mean it has to have things in there now. And without the things in there, you wouldn't know that that pocket was even there, really. So it's one of those little secrety spots, because I haven't even put a thumb hole in there to show that it's there. So we've got that one. We've of course got our envelope, and then I've got that on that side. Okay. Right. So now that we've got our circles, that's it. We're going 1, 2, 3, and that one will tuck into there. Wait for your glue to dry, maybe. All right, that's a twist envelope. They're so easy, but they look so great. You can fill them, have little bits in there. You can leave them for secret journaling spots. They're great to have a little notebooky type thing in there as well. Just going to put the lid on that. Now, again, when I adhere this to the page, because it'll sit flat, yes, it's going to add a little bit of bulk. Just that's the nature of the beast. We can adhere that so that it's just those 3 sides, and again, it gives you a tuck up there if you wanted it. And then we can decorate this. And that's what I want to do. I want to pop it on so that it gives me another pocket, just in case. I love finding hidden pockets and things like that. They don't necessarily have to have anything in them, but it's nice to have them there, or to find things. Which way up did I want that? I might go that way. That way. So we're going to go that. So this was just from one sheet of 12 by 12, and I've still got the remainder sitting there. So I just cut 3 strips. I actually just cut 3 4-inch wide strips, and then cut, 4 circles out, and then cut a square out of the other bit, but made sure that they were 3.5 inches, my square, trimmed them down. You need a little bit more than 3.5 inches to cut a 3.5-inch circle. Otherwise, it's fiddly. You can do it by all means, but it tends to get quite fiddly when you're trying to sit a die on there just for that size. So go a little bit larger. Right. Down there again, I've got a few spots that I missed. Okay. Because I like this pattern. I could sit it down here, just for a change. Let's have it up there. Because I've got lots of pockets and things in this journal already, and they're all down this side, of course, where you put your tags and everything else, it starts to get quite bulky down the bottom. So if you start to put things in different areas, then what will happen is it'll even it out a little bit. It's always going to be a gator mouth, but that's me. I like gator mouth journals. I like them to sit up and look exciting when you look in it. So when I finish this off, there'll be little bits of lace coming out. There'll be lace coming off tags at the top and things like that. That's a me thing. If you're not into lace, you don't have to. So that's that one. It's given me a pocket up here. We can decorate that. We could leave it as it is. Usually for me, I like to have wording. I like to have a little bit of, you know, I put lace. Let's face it. Let's face it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get into the lace. All right. So I've just started cleaning out my lace, sorting out my lace because I've got to open new lace. And so I've got a box sitting on the table now of just the little bits that I had sitting on my desk. I know. They were just, I had bits everywhere. It's just ridiculous. Just offcuts. So like that. And that's all I need. Just little offcuts like that. I can trim that bit off, and I want a word. I want a word. I'm thinking, do I want to... Let's have a look in here. Oh, there's just been so much on my desk lately that I've just... Which is why I've been slack actually getting anything up last weekend. I am sorry. But my desk was such a problem that I kept coming in here and there was just so much mess and so much mess and so much mess because I've been working on so many projects that I had to just take time out and try and clean it, deal with it, all of that sort of stuff. And I've still got stuff sitting everywhere. Hang on, I just having a look. I'm just having a look because you can tuck in there like that. I want smaller. Just put it in there, Kylie. I've got so much mess sitting everywhere that I've got to deal with this. Truly got to deal with this desk. Let's go up a bit. I want that daisy on there. I want a little bit of that, so I'm going to chop that bit off the end of that daisy right now. I'm not allowed to have any more lace, okay? You wait till you see what I've got coming up. Alright, I want that. I want it nice and worn. I might trim a little bit off that. Just a smidge, so it's not quite as wide. Like so. I might go up. Go up, Kylie. Alright, I want something like that. Might put a button on there. I'm big into buttons at the moment. Oh no, I know what I'm going to put on there. Where's my ones for this one? Here. I'm going to put one of those circles that actually came with this. See? So in our little bits and pieces that we cut out prior, now I don't want that number. I'd like a full letter. 0. Wouldn't you think I would have sorted these out before? Clocks. That one might work. That one might work. That's too close to the colour. Percentage might work. Where's a full circle? Oh, that one's a little bit different too. Right. So we're down to those ones. Let's have a look. Pop those back in there before I lose that one and that lace. Let's have a look. Move you over to that. So I want this in here. I want that in there. I'll just grab my fabric glue, just stick it between my legs a little bit so that I can get it to actually run. Right, sorry, just playing with exactly where I want it. I like those. I do like those. I had the smaller ones, the half smaller ones, whether they were cut off the right way. Yeah, no, I want them. There we go. What have I got that's cut off? It's the same one, isn't it? Same one. Not the right way. I'm thinking. I should never think, should I? I should never think. I know it's silent until I'm thinking. Lost it. I've got no fingernails on two fingers, and I am useless at the moment. Absolutely useless. So I might have to use the tweezers for everything. And might have to get all the glue off the tweezers. Happy with that. But what it means is that I have to actually put these down first. That's why I was looking at them. I'm going to stick that one down first before I do anything else. Back to the tweezers. I want that one about there. So I want that one about there. I'll stick that down. I want my lace to sit in here like so, which means I want that one coming out from under it down here. Like that. And then that one, yes, right, I'll stick that one in. Like that. Hold that lace down again with my finger so I can lift that bit up. About there, like that. Now I can stick that lace actually on. So here's my lace glue. I've got that between my legs to keep that nice and warm. I know, a bit of a worry, isn't it? I'm actually going to pop it on the back of that bit. Just that one. And then a little bit just down here. Like so. Right. That one can then sit over there. Like so. Yep, beautiful. Glue him up. While that lace glue, my fabric glue, is still a little bit wet, I don't need too much of that. I'm going to sit in there like so. Push that down. Do that one up, just off screen, because it's going everywhere. Right. There we go. Oh, get rid of all those ones. So that's sitting there. We can pop anything we like into it. And we can pop things, you know, how big are they actually? Are they going to fit in there? No. But things like that. You know, they can sit up there like that. we've got this bit to sit in here. Check butts sit really nicely. All my old receipts, those sorts of things, sit really nicely in there. Or as I said before, grab some scrap paper, do up a little notepad, bind it or staple it or something like that, and put that in there as a secret little notepad one. So that's that page. We'll jump on to the other one. Now, as I said before, one of the other things I love using are these. So here's a selection of them, as I showed before, different sizes, etc. We're going to use this one this time. I like the colour with the colours that are going on in the journal, and I want to pop it onto this page, so which goes across here. So when I use these, I like to attach them with washi tape or folded paper. So it gives me a pocket, but it gives me still all this writing space. And you know I said I like writing space. So we need to decorate this. But they come in, oh, hang on, if I do that, you'll see that they're all slightly different lengths, let alone widths. This is the one I want to use. You can see it's quite large. If I sat it in here, yes, that's nice. I've got a little bit out there, but it's too much for me. So what I want is for it to sit out like a tab for just this bit, so that this folded section here is what finishes at the top of my page, which goes here, which means that we're about a ½ inch too short, no, too long down at the bottom. I've lost my, here we go, my little ruler. So if I turn that over here, sit this where it's going, about there, setting this down. Yeah, look at that. Yes, it's a ½ inch. So what we need to do for that is to actually undo it. This is the back. I'm going to actually undo it. Now we need to be careful doing this. We don't want to rip it too much. We don't want to rip this bit, because I'm just going to fold it back up. So sometimes these come apart nicely. Sometimes they take a little bit. It depends on the company and the glue that they use and all the rest. Now, if you're forward thinking, not like me, you can always wet this with a water brush and then prise it apart like we do with stamps that are on envelopes. But there's no forward thinking here. There's just, you know, we'll just do. So it's got one tight little spot just there. Doesn't matter if you lose a little bit of the paper, but we need this to look like this still. There we go, nearly done. Yes, it's taking some layers with it, but I've still got that bit intact because that whole thing will fold up like so. So what I need to do now is to actually get in there and open that out. I'm just going to put my blade in there without going through on the other side, like so. We are nearly open. This one is quite glued in. There we go. And set my ruler in there so that my blade's not cutting the wrong thing, because it can cut this side. I don't care about that. I just don't want it to cut the other side. Look at that. So just watch if you're doing it with a blade. Look, by all means, you can just cut it off if you want to, refold it that way, but I wanted this actual piece in here, so nearly got it. There you go. So that's all the way through, and what we need to do is to fold it back up like so until we've got it to the length that we want. So if I just fold that much to start with, we can see how we're going. That's going to sit on there. Yeah, it's not even going to take that much. Look at that. Let's find a pencil. Sitting that at the top as though it's a tab. It's going to go across to about there. Right. going to give that a crease right where it is. Straighten that bit up. And then I can sit it on, keeping it straight. And fold it down. I'm going to cut the rest of that out so that it doesn't bulk it too much at the bottom. Just need to check that I'm straight. That fits in a lot better. I don't mind that there's a little bit of book page down here. I just didn't want it to go further down. I'll give that a good crease because it's quite thick, this one. And then what we're going to actually do is get our scissors in there. Like so. And the same on this side. Which is that one. And I'm going to trim off that bit where I've got that crease. It's not going to look pretty. It's not going to look anywhere near like pretty, but I'm covering that up. So you can see it's all a bit blah in there. But now I've got it up there like so. Okay, I'm not worried it's covering up my words because I'm going to cover those words up anyway. I just wanted this bit to still be in here. So now what I've got is one that actually fits my page with the little tab at the top. Right, so we will re-glue that bit down. So it's all of that now. The whole thing is going to be folded up like that. Just need, and I'm just going to use my glue stick. Yeah, see, like that. We'll put water brush over it and then we can peel it off, which is what we could have done with that. Forward thinking, forward thinking. Right. Cloth, Kylie, cloth. Oh, yes, see, my desk is still an absolute pigsty. I have my cloth here. Alright, done. So I'm just going to ink very quickly around all of that now, just to give it an edge. Now these ones, and I've got numerous of this style, you know, all come out there. It's not a dodgy one or anything else. It's actually how they've been designed, I've realised over the time. So I just work with that. That bit, which is my tab. And I want to try and ink in here. Hold him out. Checking at this stage that everything is glued down. We might need to do a running repair on that bit. Alright, that shows that that's come up a little bit better. I need to ink this side as well. Now, my back side, which is this side, the reverse side, that sounds a bit better, doesn't it? The reverse side, I want that because it is going opposite this page. Now this page has numbers and all the rest, and it has this black. So I want I love these books. This one's just one of my standard ones. It's an older one, but then I've coffee dyed it to get some lovely colour. And I just want to tear a couple of strips of that, which will go in here. That's all I want to do on the back. But because when it goes in, I'm going to stick it down with washi tape, which is that one. I need to watch how much I'm going to actually put on there. So this is going to go down like that. This will be our washi tape section. And I want to go that way with this washi tape. So there's slightly less, and I want it straight smack in the middle. I'm going to measure that now, and we can cut all the rest of that off. So it's going to go, in a moment, it's only going to go to there, isn't it? So it's going to go to about there. Round about there. I can't remember where I got this washi tape from, sorry. But it's a big roll, and it's actually got a backing, so it's not sticky as I peel it off, which means it's easier to do things like that because I can have it sitting there cut to size, ready to work on. That's going to go down that side like that. I'm going to fold this in half for where my crease will be. Like so. Like that. Beautiful. Right. And it is that side that's going in here. So now I can see exactly where this will come out to. Okay. So I can see, because I don't want to have it attached to the page while I'm still decorating it. So it's going to go there. So that's fine. 2 of these strips, about 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches will cover that wording beautifully. And I want those torn. So I'm going to tear down here between 2 rows. Oh, and this tears beautifully. Nice and straight, no real having to worry about it. I'll put that one aside. And I'm going to do the same on this side, just past that row. I don't mind about wonky. I want the top piece. Just going to go up there like that. That one will sit in there still. Lovely. Look at that. That'll fit in there beautiful. And we're going to go down to about there. And after all that, I've covered that section there anyway. So always work for what you think you might end up with. And if it doesn't, that's fine. Don't get too disillusioned. I can work with one of these later on at on a different journal and have that wording, this detail that was just who made it, in something else. So really truly doesn't worry me. If I'm too concerned, I can just cut this one off earlier. Right. What's that one? Just straight glue stick with this one. Alright, what's that one? Try and pick him up. I'm just going to sit that back in place, round about, just so I can see where I'm going. And that's going to go down there like that. Round about straight. Doesn't have to be too straight because it is all torn. Like that. And I think I've just found my cloth, yep. Saw it on the side. There we go. Give that a good push. Like that. Right, that's all I really want on the back part when that flips over. Front, we will washi tape it on right at the end. So my front section, what I want is some space. Move that, move that, move that. All right. I want to go back to my paper pad that I had, and I'm going to cut this to size with a border. We're going around about there, and I'm just going to cut that straight down there. Let's go the other way where I can actually see the mark, like that, and then I can see if it's straight or not as well. Lovely. Yeah, happy with that. That'll finish that one off. Now, what I'm doing, come on, go in. Go in, go in, go in. Straighten that up. And what I'm actually going to do is use this as a template. That's where it sits, keeping that bit straight. Like so. I'm just going to get my pencil and sharpen it maybe. Nope, I'm not. I moved my pencil sharpener. Alright, so I'm going to very lightly go around there. Now when I cut this, it needs to be cut just a little bit smaller. So there's my pencil line. So when I cut it, I'm going to cut it in here, otherwise it's right out onto that angle. I'm going to go in a little bit with just a little bit of a border and just follow round beside my pencil line. A little bit wonky, but that's life. So that should now sit in there like that. Okay, that's all we needed for that. And look, it's so easy to cover the fronts of them when they're curved. Just, yeah, cut it to width straight away, and then you can slide it in and get your template from it. That's that one. Now, that's going to sit in here, and I know that this is, unfortunately, those papers weren't any longer, but I am going to pop a really nice chunk of lace in here. I'm going to pop that down in there like so, right on the edge. Just a nice little lace trim. So first off, I'm going to glue that one on, and again, it can be just done with my glue stick, making sure that's all dry. Alright, done. Straight down, looking for your border, nice even border all the way around, or not. Let's move it over. There we go, Kylie, that's a slightly better border. Right, so as I said before, I want this, and I just want to fray this out a little bit more just to give it some love. I want that sat in there round about straight. And I'm going to chop it about there. I'm thinking. Don't want that bit to look freshly chopped though, do we? Right. That's going to sit in there like that. I want some of this, or I might need to get a bit more. I don't think there's enough in that for what I want. Hang on. Stretch it out. Oh, there might be. Alright. Chop off the other end of that because I just want it hanging out. So this is just some tea stained cheesecloth. And again, making that look loved. That's going to sit under there like so. That one's going to sit on there like so. And then I've got one of my butterflies that we cut out from our original bit that's going to sit in here with the black backing to match the black that was on the opposite page. Okay, so that's about where that can go. Again, I've got my glue in between my legs, keeping them nice and warm, so it'll run. And I'll use the silicone brush just to spread it out a little bit. Goes down to about there. I don't need to. It's not coming out without the clumps, so that's fine. I'll bring that down. I'm not worried too much with this because, again, my little butterflies are going to hold the rest of it down. So, right, that's that one. This one is very, very, very wonky. It needs straightening in some way, shape or form. So this side looks fairly straight. So if we work off this side, we can see where we are and where we aren't. So it looks fine on that. Let's just trim a little bit off, keeping that straight. I know this top section's not straight. So if I go down there, no, that's not straight in a long shot. Alright, that's that one. With a little cream edge on that, we might get rid of that bit now that we know we've got the rest all nice and straight. So it can be narrower, so that's fine. Alright. Lovely. Yep, happier with that. Now I'm going to back that onto a piece of black from the paper pad as well. Get rid of those white edges. Here's a bit I prepared earlier, and I just want a really fine border, like so, just to highlight the black that's on there so that it picks it up from the other page. That's a bit gunky, Kylie. Right. Yuck. Right, just a very small border. Then I can trim around that cloth. There we go. And we can just do that by eye. And that side. That one is going to sit in here like so, on that. And once again, I'm wanting one of our numbers, and a number 2 can go onto that bit. So, you know, that one was fine. We're working our way through our bits and bobs that we've got cut out from that paper pad. If you're not working off one of our paper pads to get rid of them, don't fret. I'm fairly certain you've all got bits and bobs sitting around the place. That's going up. There it is. Now I'm only putting it up on that corner at this stage because it's going in there like that. Bit more on there. Right. So that's now attached to that, and that's one piece. So we can adhere this bit down. Now because we've got the lace, if we sit that on and we glue that bit down, it's going to bend a little bit. It's up to you. If I was doing this as a card, as in a greeting card, I would glue this bit on straight and then I'd pop a little bit of foam under there to lift it up so that it's straight. It's up to you whether you want to have it all glued flat down or whether you want to lift it. Let's lift it. Why not? Let's lift it. All it is the thickness of the lace that's under there. So we just need, and these are just little 1mm high foam bits. Let's pop that one there. Let's have a look. Yep, I might put another one up there. I'll turn it round. These just come in dots and I trim them in half because I'm a sponge, maybe, I don't know. Just always have. Just stabilises it a little bit better. Beautiful. I'll put one more in there. Right, the rest of that will be our fabric glue. straight down on that because it's on the lace. Fabric glue takes longer to dry, which will give me time to take off all of those. I've left them all the backings for those ones on at the moment so that I can hang on to this. Right. So that's the only problem with cutting them in half. Means you've got lots of backings to take off and pick up on the desk later on, because you can see me just flicking them over there. I'm so got to deal with my desk. I'm sorry. Right, that one, last one. Sitting that down like that. Where do I want that? Right there. Okay, that's that one. Ready if you want to pop something in or not. Now we're going to pop in our, which I've actually got sitting on the book. So this one, as we said before, is going to go here like so. Now when I do washi tape, I generally still use an adhesive on them. This one's a little bit better because it does actually have a sticky back on it, so I find that these ones are slightly stickier anyway. Look, it's up to you what you want to do with that, but I'd still, because I want it to hold this down in my book, I'm still a little bit hesitant, so I'm still just going to give it a quick lick with the glue stick. Better safe than sorry. And also then gives you time to manoeuvre if you need to. Just going to fold that in half again. And that way I can go right down the bottom. See why I need to manoeuvre? And I know I'm probably doing this in a very cack-handed way, but really I find this is easier. I know, right? Yeah, right, it's easier. Alright, folding that back on itself so that I can pop this straight onto the book, and I want to go straight to the top there. With that, right onto the edge. Give that a push down. Straighten out your washi tape. There we go. And in. They're a great way of giving some extra oomph to your journals. Great way to put in extra pockets, and really they're free. They come to you from when you go out, and as I said before, friends, family, all grab them for me these days, and they're so easy to do. Hope you've liked that one. Hope we've got two completely different ones in here for you today instead of standard pockets. And thanks for coming along, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye.